What is up, everybody? Nick here. Well, it is day 2 now of my 31 straight days of Halloween horror videos. We're into October now, so like I said yesterday, I am going to have a video come out every single day, unless disaster happens, knock on wood. But that's the plan. I'm going to really try to stick to that plan. So I'm very excited to do it, and I hope you guys are excited to watch. So if you like all the Halloween videos, all kinds of different speculation, ranking videos, and just kind of talking about the franchise in general, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Really helps out the channel. So today's video is going to be ranking all the different versions of Laurie Strode. So let's get into that. Alright, so like I said, we're going to rank all the versions of Laurie Strode, with one exception. I am not going to be doing the Rob Zombie films for a couple reasons. Number one, I don't really like them, so I don't really care to talk about them if I don't have to. And number two is I'm not as familiar with them as I am all the other films in the franchise. I've seen them each a couple of times, and I don't really care to rewatch them. I'll get to them at some point, but not today. So, with that being said, there are 5. She was in 5 movies, so there's 5 different versions of her character that I'm going to rank. She's been in the original, obviously. She's been in H2 for 1981. She was in H2O. She was in Resurrection pretty briefly. And then she was obviously in 2018, 2 years ago. So, without further ado, let's start at number 5. And it is going to be the Laurie Strode from Halloween Resurrection. Not a big fan of where they took her character after the great redemptive arc and the great finish of Halloween H2O. We get Laurie having accidentally killed an innocent man, and she's kind of crazy in a sanitarium herself. She's not taking her pills, she's stuffing them in the Raggedy Ann doll or whatever, and she's just looking all distressed, staring out the window. Not a fan of what they did with her character. Obviously, like most of you, I'm not a fan of this movie at all. I think it's garbage. But I really also hate what they did with Laurie Strode's character. They could have came up with something else. I don't know what. That's not my forte, is the creative thinking like that. But I would have done something else. It's easy for me to sit here and complain about it, but it sucks. So she's at number 5, the one from Resurrection. Coming in at number 4, this might be a shocker to some of you because I actually love this movie. But my number 4 is going to be actually Halloween 2, 1981. The main reason for that is this. She basically is drugged up and bedridden most of the damn movie. Not really her fault. It's kind of the natural progression of what happened to her in the OG. But she's drugged up, laying in a hospital bed, and then she kind of crawls away and, hides behind a desk. She picks up the phone. She has this stupid dream about her brother. And yeah, just didn't do it for me. Like I said, it's kind of the natural progression of what they needed to do based on the movie picking up where the first one left off. However, I like the other versions of her better. So, number 3 is going to be the most recent version of Laurie Strode we got, and that is Halloween 2018. I have been on record of saying I'm not a huge fan of Linda Hamilton, Laurie Strode. I'm not. So she kind of falls right in the middle. She's got a lot more to do than she did in Halloween 2, 1981. So that's why I have it ranked ahead of Halloween 2. But overall, her arc in this movie, it was interesting, an interesting way to take it, but I wasn't a huge fan of what they did with it. I think it would have been cool if Halloween 2 was included in the timeline, because then I think it would make a little more sense that she's kind of a commando. Not that what she didn't go through in the OG wasn't traumatic, and she wouldn't have all kinds of PTSD. My God, of course she would. But it would be a little more believable for me, her character in 2018, if they included the events at Haddonfield Memorial. I understand why they didn't. So I get it. It's just she falls in the middle of the pack in Halloween 2018. So 2 left. This is going to shock you guys. This is going to be a fucking shock. Like, you guys might turn off this goddamn video. But number 2 is going to be the Laurie from the OG. Okay? Obviously, she's a fucking classic character in this. You know, she kind of created the Scream Queen as we know it. You know, a virginal type, doughy-eyed, innocent, nerdy girl. You know, she's great in this movie. Great final chase with Michael. You know, she studies too much. She babysits. She's into babysitting and not really boys, except for Bennett Tramer. But yeah, you know, she kind of gets taken advantage of by Annie for the most part. I mean, I think she does. Annie's kind of a bitch to her. That's just how high school kids are sometimes too. But yeah, nothing negative to say. I think she was perfect for the movie she was in. And obviously it's a damn near perfect movie, the OG Halloween. But my number 1, and this is going to be the only time this movie is number 1 on any of my lists, probably. But my number 1 is going to be the Laurie from Halloween H2O. Yes, Halloween H2O, a movie that I am on record of saying I can't stand. But I love what they did with Laurie's character in this. I think it is way more believable from a trauma standpoint that she would be like she was in Halloween H2O over Halloween 2018. You know, she's got a drinking problem. She's a bad mom. All kinds of different stuff like that. So it's really believable to me, and that's why Halloween H2O is number 1 on my list. So let me know, what is your guys' favorite version of Laurie? I know there's going to be a lot of OG ones, but let me know. Thanks.